You thought you were about to go into the video game. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking of Spoon 1000. I thought I was going to go into the video game that I'm about to watch. And to be honest, you are my Dawn fans. I'm just going to take you there right now. In style. Yeah. Style indeed. Here we go. Warning. For those who are under 21, yes, I'm looking at you and telling you, cannot allow to watch this video, episode, series, or even playlist without your parents' permission. If you are watching this without your parents' permission, then you are a silly person. It's not my fault, it's your fault. You have been warned. Hello, 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 each and one news, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and strangers, and all of them. It is me, Superior 9000, which calls me Superior. Yes, that's right, the game streamer that nobody knows, and future becoming entrepreneur, extraordinary influencer, pro game streamer, actor, model, and character broadcaster, and future wrestler. And yes, that's right, my darling fans, you have time back once again, playing and continuing the story series of You Know It, I Know It, We All Know It, and the story continues. Now, before we get down to the video game business, just going to throw down 3 phase cuts down. That'll be end return until activate at the end recording streaming session. And if you're new to this channel, please press the red button to subscribe, press the purple button to follow, and even press the green button to like, follow, subscribe, support. Now, an channel from your boy Superior 9000. Let's get down into the video game business and let's get to work. Oh, and before I do, if you missed the previous episode, do not worry, my Doing fans. Your Superior will leave that in the description down below so each one you can watch it. And of course, most importantly, if you've got your chilling gear on, I hope you've been to the Lulu and I hope you've got your snacks, and you know, aka your drinks, your food, and I definitely hope you are, each one of you, yes. I'm looking at you and telling you, I bet you're chilling out on that gaming chair, or on a sofa, or even relaxing on that comfy bed of yours, and watching this enjoyable series that I'm working on doing. Also, my doing fans, I want to also apologise to you if the videos are like stopping and going, or lagging, what you want to call it. It's the that recording the recording system I'm using, the OBS that I'm guessing all of you probably heard about. I think it's something to do with the CPU. I've tried to sort it out, but like I say, I do apologise. You know, if it's stopping and going or lagging. But anyway, as I said before, enough to channel from your boy Superior 9000. Let's get to work and let's get into the video game business. Let's go. Uh, let's give our lovely friend Lex a call. Oh, it's ringing. I said, hello? Who said, hey, Lex? Yeah, you know, hey, dude. What the heck? What was that? I said, oh, I had a little, gift in my mouth. Do I sound better now? He said, you're still kind of lipsy. Were you at the dentist? Oh. I said, ha, kinda. I've got my tongue done. Oh. Oh, we'll see. Huh. He said, ha, well, fun. You have to send me a picture. Don't worry, I won't put it on weird form or whatever. Like I said, don't want to know how you know that. Where it's a bit less rare later, maybe. Like I said, then Spear replied, are you gonna have that cute when I next see you? Because I might lose it. Like I said, huh, fuck off. No, it's Pash. It heals pretty quickly. Already had it done a while. Spear said, shame, that would have been for a good hour or so. So I guess this means you're out of action for a while. I said, not that long, though. Yeah, maybe. Give me a couple of days. Anyway. Wanted to get your opinion on something. How do you feel about hanging out with the guys again? Not any more urban exploring, right? I don't think my heart can take that so soon after last time. Like I said, yeah, not looking to repeat that for a while either, dude. Pretty sure I mentioned before about the camping trips we take in the summer, right? Well, I sort of wondered if you wanted to come on one. A little late notice, maybe, but Cassie called up and said he booked the spot and Marshall Shilling not getting chased around by security guards. Spears said, this weekend, sure, I could be up for that. Anything I need to bring? Like I said, it's only 2 days, the thing, so we won't need much. Anyway, most of us pretty much suck at cooking. So we talking pizza and chicken and shit. I figured you were good at to share my turn, right? So we said, right, I figured on that last part. Well, I'll pack in light work for me. I'll be sure to pick up some marshmallows and stuff too. And booze, right? Like I said, well, yep, not camping trip if you ain't drinking. Well, cool. No, just text me your booze choice, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for us getting rent off at the warehouse. Alright. Well, thank you, Max. Will your tongue be all healed up by then? I said, yeah. No worries there. Spear said, awesome. Well, good. I look forward to seeing you then. Text me if you think anything else I need to bring or stuff. Like I said, yeah, be great to hang out more. See you there, dude. Click. Sharing tent. Well, can't think of less Interact offers. I guess that fits with Lex. Yes, actually, today, though, Spear said. I have more than enough time to pack. A little less extreme than the last night time out with Lex. Sometime with Cassie and Tate and Jade wouldn't be too bad either. They seemed very cool. It sounded like a fun time. Less exciting than getting chased around, maybe. But I could spend some time with Lex without being terrified and out of my element part. Well, that's in for a few days. Maybe I check out what's good backpack they have at the camping store. First, doesn't seem like I need to go nuts with the camping gear or anything, and especially if we will be cooking. An Xbox maybe. Next few days passed without incident. Next tongue had healed up and given my rest so that drinking games didn't take me out. Of the background. We ended up taking the next car again. We had mostly bought a few bags of very healthy snacks and a hot bar worth of drinks, back seats, China clusters, beers and assorted booze, and clothes and other essentials. In the contrast, were enough to take in 2 small backpacks with a third of a tent and an inflatable bed. Vic bought most of the snacks and drinks. They said they owe it from orders to pay it back and the trouble from the warehouse. I made them promise to at least let me cover gas, but with the campground being relatively close to the sea, it didn't exactly seem like a fair exchange. I did just have to find a way to pay it back. Lex showed off the bathrooms up. The sweat has gone down, and while it was still tendered, it looked pretty cool. Any words? I'm sorry, any word from your other friends, Jake or anyone? Spirit said. Lex replied, nah, just be the five of us this time. Again, Jake is still stuck at his old place. I poked around a couple of the others, but they are a little harder to get a hold of, so no new people to quiz you. Like I said, Spear replied, I think I've got off light last time, but I'm sure I'll get a little, yeah. Like I said, maybe, but I think they know to back off a little. They are usually pretty chill about stuff. And while Taylor has been trying to set me up with someone for a while, they are not exactly pushy. Let's look at this. I thought about doing something obvious like reaching my hand over the center of console to hold hands, but with the sun going down and the roads turning wider into the hills, their attention was held by the road. I had plenty of time for that later. The lights was already going down. By the time we were going to the campsite, Cassie and Taylor were already there, setting up a larger 2-bedroom tent. We mostly spent the first hour walking together to get the tent up and bed inflate. It would be pretty cozy in Alex's two-man's tent, and Taylor, physically smoked, wasn't too far from her lips when passing by our little construction project. By the time Jade arrived, we had an inferno of a campfire roaring against the night, and Lex and myself were busy ourselves dragging out the cool box of pre-chilled beers. Taylor put out a gusher and was stirring a little dirty tongue twister. Diddy, Cassie had taken off on his bike to pick up the chicken. Spear said, so, you think you've got enough unhealthy crap? I said, probably. Haha. Well, the place isn't too far from the interstate. There's this big rest stop there with the fried chicken place and pizza joint. So if we run out of snacks, we can always go grab some. Spear said, I was kidding, hun. I said, anyway, crackers are sort of healthy. Jade said, only before you put chocolate on them, Lex. I said, the jerky then. Spear said, sort of. You really do suck at cooking, huh? I said, hey, it's not killed me yet. Yeah, and you look good for someone who survives off chips and jerky, Spear said. Next replied said, I'll take that as a compliment. Spear said, well, maybe it added a curviness of the lips, but it wasn't going to stay at that in front of Jade and Taylor. Taylor said, speaking of chill, I think a Cassie with the chicken. It was indeed Cassie, whose bike's seat was crammed full with fried chicken. We set up around the fire, passing beers and fried meat back and forth until we were all sitting happily, dipping chicken into the hose of lukewarm gravy and warming our legs on the fire against the midnight. Despite the lack of the real need for the crackling fire in the middle of midsummer night, it added to be the atmosphere of the smell of burning wood always brought me back to the fun memories. Fireworks, celebration, family vacation, even grilled parties. Sorry, grilling parties, I mean. I'm sure we do all leave the campsite. Well, smelled like a bunch of hams, and getting that smell out of her clothes or fur was a pain, but for now, none of those wants were close at hand as we relax. Spear said, so you guys got out alright the other day after we started to run? It was too crazy to keep track. Cassie replied, yeah, the guards spent so much time searching rooms trying to find you that we managed to sneak past back into the warehouse and went off. The guy was unlucky. If we were assholes, we might have been able to jack his car. I said, yeah, we own that to super ninja skills. You totally proved yourself, dude. Taser, I can see why Lex keeps you around. Action star. You do have good taste, Taylor. Lex replied, really, Tay? Taylor said, listen, if you wanna get drunk and start rambling about action movies, porn, that's your prerogative. Damn, Taylor. Taylor said, hopefully, whatever stuff like that we do in the future, we can be more quiet about it. Not that racing office chairs wasn't super fun. Lex said, oh hey, speaking of which, Lex reached into a bag of snacks and pulled out a plastic blister pack and handed it over. Cassie and the others were all grateful around the fire. Spear said, what's this, guys? Lex said, well, Cassie went back to try and get your speakers and they were, well, trash, so we chipped in to get you another set. I don't know if they are any good or whatever, but oh, that is so precious, that is sweet. Spear said, thanks guys, that's really cool of all of yous. Cassie, now don't mention it. Lex said, we had to charge them up using the power bank in the car, but maybe we can rocket out it later. Jay said, good idea, and it will help me sleep too. After the speakers playing tonight. Lex said, you are one to talk. The first time I came here, I ended up sharing that bedroom, commenting Kaz's head with your fuzzy glowing butt. Jason, at least I don't snore. Cassie, so sweet setup, huh? Always good to hang out in the nature and all that. She said, yeah, I don't camp very much, but I could certainly get used to this. The home cooking kind of really helps, huh? Like I said, just don't try to flame cook the chicken. Learn that the hard way. It just burns up. Spear said, yeah, I guess. This stuff isn't really designed for being dangled over an open fire. Let's not set ourselves on fire either. Shut it out a little, showing a long wavelength. Spear said, I gotta say, before this time, I've lived here, not really spent much time out here in the woods. Makes me a change to get out of the city, but a bit. Like I said, I don't know. The comfort of the city are good too, but yeah, unplugging a little is pretty awesome. There's a trail nearby too. It does a loop of all the camp spots back towards the shower block and towels. They said we should try go on a night hike. Taylor said, speaking of for yourself, night light, that's exactly how we ended up getting lost that one time. She said, we found our way back. I said, no, Jade. We found our way back to the camp spot that had a similar looking tent to ours. Remember? There was that family in the tent and we almost got into a fight. Oh my. Jade said, speak for yourself. The sun was pretty cute. I knew where I was going. Cassie replied, all in favour of not following Jay's taking to the woods, say aye. Aye. Ah! Jade said aye. Next aye, though. It would be good to show Superior around before it gets super late. Superior said, and before too many more beers. Yeah. Don't wanna get lost trying to find the restroom. He said, well, I suppose I can excuse myself from a little stroll, but it'll cost you some of that jerky. It's a deal, dude. Yeah, catch. Trail around the campsite was a wild circle through the trees. And mostly keeping at the respectable distance from the clearing at set up for the campers. It wasn't too late in the night that we passed families and other campers sighting around. No campfires showing lights and fun. It was quite a night in the general stroll. It's mostly an opportunity to have a private breather with Lex. We hit the central area of the camp where the shower block and the toilets were passed through, and a small parking lot for those camping spots. Off the border we used to drive right in onto our own spot. Campsite was pretty well maintained, but at least half of the space were empty. Maybe it was a little too early in the season for it. A lot of kids were still in school. On the way back towards our camp space, we passed another group of guys our age who were quickly playing what seems to be mental tracks for a radio. Like I said, see, we're not alone. Sorry, we're not the only alternative group up here. Spear said no one else seems to have a bucket of chicken, no. So I think we were in the coolest campsite. Like I said, haha, hell yeah. So Superior, this working out, I mean, as like date and stuff. What? Come on. I'm trying with that stuff. Superior said, ha, sorry Lex, but yes, I'm happy to be here with you. This was a neat idea. It's kinda beats passing out on the couch again. Not that I don't appreciate that too. You did good, Lex. Don't worry, you're about it. Lex and arisen and held the hand out for me to take as we walked. You can see, we've got to skip through the woods, singing Trail of Lava. Don't say I don't know how to be a girly and romantic. Spirit said, hey, quit it. I came to talk to you. That's the first night when we were causing out your phone and smoking in the alleyway. I don't need you to be someone you're not, Lex. Lex said, yeah, I know. Excuse my fingers. Lex said, for the record, I missed you this week. The husky stopped it in the path and took my arms a little to make me stop and turn back to. We stopped in the middle of the path and next leaned in to kiss me with the same low burning ember of passion that they'd given in my hallway the other night, touching my head with a finger and leaning in. Broke the kiss and smoke. Like I said, there, I spoken. Can I stop thinking out about being a shitty friend, girlfriend, or whatever person yet? Who's it, legs? I caught their jacket before they could move away and start walking back to the camp. Place for grin on my face as I forced the frosted husky to stay there and deal with our kissing for a moment and longer. Spirit said, I know you can kiss better than that from the roof. You're too much of a badass to be a pussy about this. So, kiss me properly before we have to go back. Superior said. He looked shocked for a moment before relenting and sitting in to the kiss me properly. So now to the right as I did to the left. I found out the new piercing to play with, on it with my tongue. Lex let out a playful moan as our bodies collide on every scale. They took me close, pressing together for a warmth as the laptop rolled our tongues against the other on at the section of the path. After that moment, I had been half an hour. Lex broke the kiss with a grunt, wiping her glossy lips. My mouth was tingling with the sense of the union. Let it appear. Don't call me a fucking pussy again, or I'll kick your ass. Damn. Spirit said, come and get it. I said, oh really now? Let's guide me off the path, back up against one of the largest trees, with their hands on my hips, pushing my hands up against the trunk. I said, okay, maybe you can take me in a fight, big boy, but you're gonna have to wrestle for that king crown. Let's kiss me again with a rough and punctuating passion as their fingers lashed together behind my back and pulled us hip to hip. After a moment, let's let go of my hips. They placed a more gentle kiss on my cheek as they chuckled through the unsteady breath. Fuck. I guess we shouldn't fuck up against a tree for our first time. Trust me, I like a naughty and all, but Spirit said, but it's best not to get run off by another security guard, I guess. I said, yeah, okay. You escape your beating on that pussy comment for now. Let's give me one hope to ensure that I would be thinking about a private tent for the rest of the attempt to socialize with their friends. Alex stepped back onto the path, pulling their pants up below. I followed them back and towards the camp, being teasing all the best way as Lex lit up a cigarette. Lex said, you staring at my ass back there? Spears said, you bet I am. Lex shook the curve of the windows, fashionable tights and jeans, and we needed to step to catch up and slip my hand into the back pocket as we walked. I could see Lex had the same look of blissful attention as they tempted our self-control with one last kiss. returned to the campground, the group gave a playful cheer. It was truly dark now, not just the hazy darkness a few hours after the sun had set, and the fire was a lot more welcome. I was blushing pretty hard, and glad for the darkness and some of the lights of the fire to hide the fact that as we sat back down together, and Lex passed me a beer, sliding up, so we were hip to hip without much concern for Cassie's playful smirk. Cassie said the traveller returned. He missed the first six-pack of the Bear Moon. I said, nah, great loss then. He said, so here we are all again. Spear, you've played easy way, hard way with Lex before, right? So, how about truth or dare? Spooky words, lots of booze. Sounds like the best way to wring a few good stories out of the newbie. Ha ha ha, maybe, Spear said. Lex said, sure, I'm game. For a little while. I don't wanna get too fucked up tonight, though. Hit me. Truth. Jay said, Lex, how far have you and Superior? Dare Dan, and I just don't dare me to tell you. Or react it. Taylor said, a bit late for stupid dares, that won't get us kicked out. Fine. I dare you to make the pizza run tomorrow in my outfit, bra and everything. That's I'd pay to see. Lex said, you're on, but I dare you to sit around the camp nude while I do it. Cassie said, ha, this is why I love camping with you two. So, Cassie said, continued to say, so Superior, truth or dare? Ooh, that's an interesting one. You know what? Why don't we do a dare? Oh. Okay, you guys are so sensitive since you started dating. Fine. When you fuck tonight, you have to play that lone Arsenal song. You know, sex was just had. But sure, for I don't think you guys will be checking. There's oh, we'll send Jade in to check, don't you doubt it. He likes a bloodhound, but for Jade said, hey, your next is really gonna be up in the ante if you finish that snake butt. The game of Truth and Dare didn't run too late though. Cassie and Jade did end up in a game of waterfall that lasted multiple beers. The game was about to turn sexual with Taylor and Jade, actually challenging the other two to laser race, the shower and back. But when argues and music caused a couple of mutters from nearby the campsite, it forced us to quiet down. It was after midnight. The fire started dying down, and we decided to, retreat into the tents to escape the cooling night. We stole the speakers to run a quietly in a cozy little tent and made our good night before seeing ourselves in. We kicked off our boots at the door and screamed about the unflammable mattress that made our little amount of blankets and backpacks. Like a few, we set up our bed inside a bounce house. We wobbled about, this time mostly not due to the drinks, showing a little against the corner as we clambered under the cover fully clothed. Under the thick covers we started to warm up. Next he agreed stopped chattering as they hugged to my side. I stroked her arms to help them warm up. It was a little strange to be in bed fully clothed, especially with jackets on, but the small space would heat quickly. I didn't know if Lex was tired. It was hard to judge as we hugged close to the heat, but I sincerely wasn't. After our playtime out in the woods, even the cool had to carve off our tent couldn't douse off my excitement to be alone again with the husky. I held them close, turning on my side to slip my arm under the pillow and nuzzle down into the hair. Next, most of the all of the fire with the hint of a canvassing marshmallows. I suppose I probably smelled the same as Lex snout nudged into my collarbone. It was a shame not to get more of that woody loose leaf tobacco smell that I've started to associate with them. But I suppose it was being filtered out by the soot in my nose. As I squeezed around my waist, caught my attention as their snout peered out of the beneath the blankets to lock up, and I knew they were trying to nudge close to my teeth for a while. Contacted smell was cute, peeking out of the little cave. Lex made against my side. He held me close as I wrapped a leg round the arm to pull us together. Hands struggling their backs. We lay there together, our bodies hitting the bedding for some time, just enjoying the other's closeness. Lex listened to my heartbeat, though my chest blanket pulled so high that they were basically hidden in their own little blanket cover against me. The tight hang and the simple cuddle gave me a comfortable beyond warm as the fingers played along my back. Spirit said, "I didn't think you'd be into this whole stuff, cuddling, I mean." I muttered quite quietly, feeling the warmth of the body up against mine as they pat my back in return, snout and resting against my arm, filling my t-shirt with the heat of their breath to warm me against the night. They snickered as their tail twitched the blanket back and forth as they squeezed my leg with their own. Like a dude, everyone likes cuddling. Might not be great at the whole public display thing, but not made of stone. Spirit said, "Hey, you seem better at public stuff than most." Let's grind open my shirt, rolling the hands down to the wristband of my pants and back up inside to my top. The thing at my bare flesh may keep me people for a moment as they evaded the warm layers with their cool touch. Lex replies that fucking around when we're not supposed to is different. I don't know. When I feel like it's what I'm supposed to do. It's kinda harder for me going out to some fancy restaurant and having an act all lovey-dovey just kill the mood for me. Spirit said, "Noted." The sound of our clothes unzipped, the button wasn't so still. Our eyes are locked in the lower of the lights of the tent. Dude, don't let me get cold. Just hush, come here, Spirit said. Spirit said, "That was amazing, Lex." The fuck yeah, it was. I could use a comfy bed for next time, maybe, but yeah. But she said, oh yeah, I guess we had to play that song for now. They probably heard us anyway. But it's better than busted in on us because I'm too fucking exhausted to get dressed. They roll free after the brace of the other speakers and navigate the phone setting for a moment until the joke song started playing. My hand stroked it over the room, admiring as they messed around with the settings. From the outside somewhere, the others let out a cheer, but I've already pulled legs back to me and kissed until scooting close to me by the as the fluid bodies needed to be in contact for me to exit right now. He said, you know, I love you, right? Straight down aside as we lay in repose. I said, yeah, I think I love you too. They smiled and leaned in so we could share another kiss of our spent bodies, pressing close in the hot tent as somewhere between the start of the kiss and the bird chirping in the morning. We both fell asleep. In the morning we slipped it off to the showers. Not quite a walk shame, considering we snuck into the same cubicle, but definitely hurt the eyes of the others a little. I've already warmed up to them pretty well, but we weren't exactly quite the night before. I felt like this was the start of something great with Lex, and even though much of the morning had turned dark and wet, and we spent much of the day in Cassie's tent playing cards and eating pizza. The rain cooled off many of the previous days. Getting to spend a whole weekend with Lex was amazing. We returned home with a spring in my step and a few little private bruises for Kirby to tease about. Phew. Hey bed, it's been a while. Better save this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and teenagers, I'm going to end the video here. If you like this, then I'm going to do my free face down cards. First, I do my first face down cards. Subscribe me, Wolfstone, Legendary, Professor Nightwolf, Futurist Champion, and Pokemon and others, but wait, I'm not done just yet. After my second face down card, please press the red button to subscribe, press the red button to follow, and even press the green button to like, follow, subscribe, and support. But wait, I'm not done just yet. I have to make my second face down card, which I'll leave this in the description down below, so you can follow me on social media unit as well website. And the social media unit as well website are Discord, Steam, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and of course Twitch and Kick. And once you use, follow, subscribe, and support me, you officially join the Superior 9000 Empire Corporation International Industry Enterprise to make channel bigger, better, stronger, and more than as well as featured to all other social media account platforms and game streaming channel account platforms. This is Superior 9000, the game streamer that never knows, and future becoming entrepreneur, extraordinary influencer, pro game streamer, actor, model, and provides a broadcaster and reach wrestler. Sign out. Okay, everyone, take care, stay home, be safe, wash your hands, 2 meters away, and of course, most importantly, and I repeat most importantly, and remember this, wear a mask, and I'll see each one of you on the next video. Right, but before I go, I have one thing to say. Lots of pro game streamers like myself, Wolfstone, Legendary, and others can do big things, especially online video game streaming. All you gotta do is type in your search, click on the channel, and see what video games play on. Okay. Thank you for flying Superior 9000 Pilot Chat. We have you enjoyed these videos. Support, subscribe,
to his channel and other platforms as well.